The battle royale is about to begin. It's all of the AIs getting in the ring. Who's going to go over the top rope first, and who is going to be the last AI standing? Let's talk about it.
I think it's going to be a fight to the death.
I don't. It's a it's a battle. I mean, the referencing of battle royal like professional wrestling, not the Roman gladiators here.
No, it's going to be a Roman gladiators battle, is my opinion. I think they're all going to be fighting it out.
We never want to see one AI win on top of it all. Otherwise, lest the AI ends up being orange.
I think it's. I don't necessarily think one is going to win out. I think it's going to be like this constant back and forth battle. I don't think it's ever going to be like. It's never going to be a one battle. The war will continue forever.
Oh,
it'll never be
one. Eventually, somebody's going to end up bowing out, but it's not going to be anytime soon. I mean, we're talking years, because they're all growing right now, and they're all gaining a bigger footing. We will be talking a lot about that, obviously later. But we got some other stuff that we're gonna get into before we get into all that. We are going to be giving you some information. Oh, what is this? Canada ramps up. I'm sorry, my glasses aren't on, and I can't actually see what I'm supposed to be reading.
Do you remember we talked a few episodes in the past about these small reactors?
Yes,
powering data centers, and so I found it very interesting that Canada is ramping up their implementation testing on the SMR is small modular reactors.
Yes, well, we are a very progressive province here. Pat on the back, like as if I had anything to do with it.
Yes, and apparently Bill Gates has backed a big reactor project.
Yes,
in Wyoming, and there's a company, and I didn't know this, that's very close apparently to my hometown that is in the testing phases of a reactor here. Oh, so cool. I did not know that.
And for anybody who doesn't know, both Robert and I, oh my God, I forgot. I'm Lionel from Toronto.
I'm Robert from Nashville. What's up?
And if you want us to continue talking and not make asses of ourselves like this, you need to like and subscribe so that we'll actually remember to not do that ever again. Anyways, Robert and I are both advocates for nuclear power. We sit on that, not on the fence, clearly standing on the side that says clean power and more of it.
Forever.
Yes. and for those that think it's not safe, think about how many nuclear plants there are in the world, and how many of them have actually had an issue, and which ones did and why.
Yeah. Right? Nuclear reactors have been around for a long time. Yes, and they're still, most of them are still performing, flawlessly. So yeah,
exactly. And the few that have had problems have been lack of proper management. That is not something that goes on anymore like that. They're way more strict. The technology used is way better than what you would see in Chernobyl in the 1980s. Or was that the 70s? I forgot how long ago that was now.
No, it's in the 70s, but
it was the 80s.
Chernobyl?
Yeah, I remember. Yes, I remember
it was late 70s
because I was an adult at the time, and my mother was in Europe when Chernobyl happened. So she wasn't near it or anything like that. And it turns out that she was.
What year did Chernobyl happen?
Oh, okay. Well, for those of you who are listening,
happened in 1986.
Oh, you're right. I said late 70s, but it was actually late 80s.
Well, that I know because again,
I was off a decade.
Well, half a decade, anyways.
Yeah,
because that's mid 80s.
I could swear it was like 78, 79.
We're going to start rambling on and on. I could talk about all kinds of amazing things that aren't necessarily good that happened in the 80s. I mean,
right. But so I thought that was interesting, and I wanted to put that in there because as when we get later in the episode and we talk about some of the stuff that OpenAI is doing, I think this is going to come into play as they move forward. But, so our snapshot today is obviously we talked about those the SMRs. We got some Samsung news about paywalls. Yes, no, maybe. We'll find out. We also have some news about OpenAI. Are they breaking up? I don't know. We'll find out. And also some AI topics for, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, Grok, all that fun stuff. So,
and don't forget to stick around, not only for Robert's tech tips, final thoughts, but
right.
also my disconnected thoughts. So, where do we
disconnected
begin?
Ramblings?
My disconnected thoughts. There's not a lot of tech news. So, quick briefing. I don't even have to bring anything up for this. Battlefield is going into an open beta. Not confirmed until probably tomorrow or the next day, whatever. But it is going into an open beta and probably on August 4th, which is great. I definitely want to try the open beta because the pre-alpha. Oh, never mind about the pre-alpha. I know nothing.
Open beta it is. So yeah, sometime in August.
Yes. And October 10th is the rumored date that it will be available. I'm not going to get into too much more of that because some of my disconnected thoughts revolve around the gaming industry. And we'll get into that. Stick around if you want to know why my thoughts are disconnected for that.
Oh, and both Lionel and myself now have Gemini on our Android watches. So mine is on the charger, but so
let's see if I can do this. So how's it going?
It's going well.
Oh, you're not going to hear that. It's a watch.
Well, I heard it's going well, but yeah.
So barely though, yeah.
I guess I got it like a week before you did, but I didn't really have a chance to play much around with it. And then
it was 3 days.
3 days, okay, whatever. So and then yours got it. So
bad. Yeah,
he always gets mad because he thinks the U.S. gets everything before he does, and that's just not true.
It is true, though.
He's just impatient. He's impatient.
Yeah, well, he's got a Samsung watch. I have a Google watch, and I don't get Google software before he does. So
well, that's not really true. I haven't gotten some of the Google stuff that you already have. I haven't gotten it.
Like what?
I can't
that I have you don't have.
16.
16.
Android 16.
Oh, please, you could have it.
No, I can't.
It's available for Samsung phones right now.
No, it's not.
It out yet.
Right. I'm not going to sideload anything. It's not. I can't download it.
That's not what I mean. You're not missing anything because
I'm just saying
the good stuff isn't going to happen till September. Or in the case of Samsung, as soon as they release the new phones, then all of the goodies that can be overlaid onto it weren't ready yet. Android 16 just added some under the hood stuff that you'll never notice. I promise you, it's virtually.
But you said name one thing, and that was one thing. That was a big thing. That's like core Android. I don't have it.
But your phone will have it before I have my Pixel 10. Before I get it pushed to my phone, you'll have it. Come on.
Okay, but your Pixel 7, 8, and 9 have it. So what does that tell you?
Do you have One UI 8 yet on your watch?
No. It comes with 16.
On the watch.
So yes.
It doesn't have 16.
Whatever the 16 is. Yeah.
Wear OS 6.
Yeah.
But Wear OS 6 is already available on Galaxy watches.
It's not nothing.
Only on the new one, mind you.
Probably, yeah, because it's not being. I can't.
The bottom line is
I keep checking. I keep checking.
Google doesn't. They have the new watch with the Wear OS 6. Google does not have their new watch out yet and has not pushed out Wear OS 6 yet. So there you have it.
Yeah, well, the new watch prices too went way up because I actually looked and thought, oh, last year or year before, whenever they came out with the 5 or the 7.
Maybe I have Wear OS 6 and there's just nothing new on it. Now you got me curious because I lose track of what it actually does. Let's get on to the next subject while I check to see if I've made a fool of myself or not. Like and subscribe if you want me to make an ass of myself every single week.
It's pretty much a given. So if you like and subscribe, you're going to get that.
Well, then how about this? Like and subscribe if you want me. Never mind. I'm not even going to go there.
So our next topic is Samsung. Again, we were already talking about Samsung, but this is in a different way. So, it's been rumored back when I guess the S23, when the S24 was coming out, that the S25 would be paywalled for some of the Galaxy AI features. Of course, that pissed a lot of people off, and it irritated me too because I'm like, I'm already paying you like $1,200 for your phone.
Is that all?
I'm already paying my fee to Google for my storage, which comes with Gemini Pro. I'm already paying all these things. Why are you going to paywall me for something I should already have? Like, this is ridiculous. But they have come out finally and confirmed that no, it is not going to be a paywalled feature. And that's probably a really smart move because I think they would have lost a lot of potential buyers of the S26 because nobody wants to do that.
As it stands, I mean, to get advanced features for Gemini, you technically have to pay. But in reality, if you're paying for it as a professional tool, that's one thing. For the most part, people who pay for the pro version of Gemini are actually paying for the extra storage. I mean, I still have less than 500 gigabytes of usage for all the videos and pictures that I've taken since they started Google Photos back when it was introduced as part of Google Plus before it was separated and then eventually made to its own app entirely. So you think about it as someone who used to shoot a lot of photography with pro level cameras and lenses, plus my cell phones, tens of thousands of pictures, and probably well into the thousands of videos. Some of them several minutes long or more. And yet, by my estimate, I still got at least another 12 to 15 years before I have to worry about getting more storage.
I'm up to almost, I think, 750 gigs.
You have that much? Oh, that's right. Because every time you go on vacation, while I take 1,000 photos with a professional camera, you take 27,000 photos a day with your phone.
Yes, but I also have a lot of my UGC content I store in.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Cloud as well. So.
No, I get it. Right. I'm somewhere around, I think, getting close to 300 gigabytes now, just now. But again, without UGC stuff, when I start doing that myself, I'm going to start a different one that if it starts making money, I'm going to pay for it, and I will start merging stuff over. But for the time being, I'm probably just going to have a double backup at home, which is obviously something Robert can one day give you a tech tip about.
I try to stay away from on site backup stuff. I have a little external drive, but things fail.
No, I agree, but I like I said, oh God, I can't even right term for it, but basically a backup and a backup of the backup, backup twice.
But if it's not in the cloud, it could all be gone.
What's that?
If it's not in the cloud, it could all be gone.
Well, it's entirely possible, but the chances of having a double drive failure at once is astronomical, short of a fire.
Yeah. There's always that.
And I mean, since I use all of my sensitive equipment is hooked up to a UPS, instantaneous data failure due to outside sources is not likely. That's another topic. We need to stop ranting on this. We'll get into that another time because that's
So anyways, back to Samsung. Don't worry, guys. Your S26 will not be paywalled for Samsung Galaxy AI features and tools, which I'm so glad to hear. I still have not decided.
Some of those things will trickle down to Google.
I still have not decided if I'm going to upgrade my phone to the S26. Actually, going from my S23 to my S25 was actually a pretty good move, because the S24 didn't, I think, at least it wouldn't have provided me enough benefit to have moved. So I don't know. We'll see. Supposedly there's some design changes coming that might be advantageous. I don't know. We'll have to see. I haven't decided yet. So I used to, as you know, every year do the Pixel, but then
I mean, in this particular case, I totally get what you're saying. If they give you One UI 8 in a timely fashion, I mean, if it turns out to be one of those things where it's Christmas and you still don't have it, like, screw that, buy the new phone. Because that at that point it would be unacceptable. Because
the thing is, like, from S23, S24, they still didn't have all the AI features. S25 is what introduced all of the Galaxy AI features. S26, to my knowledge, isn't going to have any new AI features. It might have some hardware design changes. It might run it better, but to my knowledge, I don't think they're coming out with any like groundbreaking new AI technology in S26. I
really don't know, because I think they might, because I do believe Google's sitting on some new things that they're not even really letting leak out very much right now. The Pixel 10 is going to probably introduce a couple of new AI features that we're just not hearing anything about yet. Maybe we have, but they've tweaked them and hidden the names so they don't, so we don't hear the names and everything. Because like they did that with the originally with Magic Eraser. Do you remember way back in Google I/O of, what was it, 2017 or 18 or something like that? And like 3 years later, we're going, whatever happened to that thing where they said you could erase the fence in the background? And then all of a sudden, 2 years ago, boom, out of nowhere, it just popped up. Nobody knew they were going to bring that up. And then the Google, I was going to say Google Lens. I forgot what it's called. I have to actually open it up. With the camera one.
Oh yeah.
The camera sharing. They demonstrated that at although this time was only a year later, but they demonstrated that at I/O for 24. Yeah. We all assumed, much like Magic Eraser, what would become Magic Eraser, we wouldn't see this for 3 or 4 years. It would, or maybe it would vanish entirely. And I remember we both talked about that. I said, I don't know, we'll never see it. It'll never happen. And then all of a sudden at I/O, they're going, oh no, here it is. And guess what? You can have it right now. Well, right. But, they started pushing it out.
Yeah.
And it took a while before people got it, but it's been something that some people have said, I don't know if it's good. I don't know if I'd use it, blah, blah, blah. But anytime anyone's tried it out, they've all come back with the same thing. I don't know how often I'll use it, but it's incredibly useful when I need it.
Oh yeah. I've done it. I've used it to, like, on some of the products I do my UGC reviews on and stuff that I don't, they're Chinese names and I don't know how to pronounce them. So
great example.
It'll go, oh, that's the blah, 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 battery, backup device or what, and it'll tell me the name and I'll like, how do you pronounce it? It's like, oh, it's pronounced, and it'll give me the pronunciation, and so I can know how to accurately pronounce the brand's name.
Right.
So and there's been times I've used it at a store, like, can this do that? Or does this work with this? Or, whatever the case may be. So yeah, there's been a few times it's actually come in pretty handy. And I used it the other day at the store for something. I forgot what it was, something minor. I know what it was. We were wondering what toothpaste was gel, because Colgate, it looks like gel, but then it says paste. And then there's another one that says gel that is gel. So I opened up my camera and I did the share and I pointed it at the toothpaste. I said, hey, is this an actual gel or is it a paste? And it said, oh, the Colgate, blah, 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 blah. No, that's actually a gel. And it's not a paste. And I'm like, okay, cool.
See, now that's excellent. But you know what? I can actually do this. Yeah.
I mean, that's a silly thing, but that's the kind of stuff that, it's.
What am I looking at right now? Oh, shoot. I'm not even showing it. Okay. Are you going to tell me what I'm looking at right now?
Live demos. Unscripted.
You know what? It's fine.
He pushed the wrong button.
No, I got it.
He didn't turn it on.
I don't know why the volume's not going through it.
That's okay. I texted him earlier and it took him like 4 hours to reply to me. So his phone's obviously not working right.
No, no, that is not true. I was busy doing something because I was waiting and waiting and waiting and all right, I'm exaggerating.
Slightly.
But so are you. Having said that, everyone's exaggerating. So the bottom line is it does work. It's just unfortunately for some reason the volume didn't want to come through. It's probably because I didn't preset it up in my Rodecaster Duo. No, I don't get paid to say Rodecaster Duo every time I say Rodecaster Duo. Rodecaster Duo. Okay. Anyways. Little product placement.
This episode sponsored by.
It's not sponsored by anybody. We'd like it to be.
That was why I stopped at buy. I didn't actually include any names because enter your name here. Is kind of the point.
Yeah, that's right. Enter your name here. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So moving on. Here's an interesting piece of information, and I'm not really too surprised. Actually, I'm a little bit surprised, but OpenAI is moving to Google Cloud to host their infrastructure. Now, I don't know if it's like a 100% or they're just moving into Google, but strangely, we were talking about this before we came on, that the fact that Microsoft is heavily invested into OpenAI.
Yeah, no,
their Copilot is basically rebranded ChatGPT. Right. And so they were hosting and now they're moving to Google because they're having infrastructure problems.
Oh, okay. I must have read it differently because the way I read it was that they were adding it because Google has, well, obviously a lot of servers and they keep adding. And they also have exactly what they need because they're built specifically to be able to handle large language models. And so that's the key to it there. So that's what they're using, to be very clear. It's not just that they're going to use servers like as if they were going to Amazon.
Well, right.
Store.
Right. But
so
Sam Altman,
it does make sense.
Sam Altman actually made a post on X. I didn't bring it up. I probably should have, that they were struggling with infrastructure.
Yeah.
Meaning the Microsoft Azure is not keeping pace and it's not able to keep up. And as well as I do that sometimes it's like, oh, sorry, there's a problem right now. We've had some weird, glitchy stuff with ChatGPT. I know Taco when she does her podcast, she often runs into situations where she's got to pause and kind of go back into it. Huh?
Who does Grok use? Because it's painfully slow. We can get into that when we get into that. But
I don't know, but that's probably a good point. We should look that up. But yeah, so there, one of the things, and I know I kind of alluded to this in the beginning about, the needing more power. obviously all these data centers need power.
Yes.
You can't keep sucking off the grid because there's only so much of that to go around.
Well,
you're going to have some form of
either announced or started their investments or even their builds already of these small nuclear reactors. Virtually all of them have either an investment in or have already begun a build. Google is doing it. We already know that.
Yeah.
Microsoft, Bill Gates is putting money into it for two reasons. One is for Microsoft itself, and two, because of their investment in ChatGPT, or the parent company, technically, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And I would assume that what's his name is probably doing that too, because why would he not?
Yeah. Well, so this article actually has a different tweet from Sam Altman after he made the initial comment where he said, right here off the tweet, we are getting things under control, but you should expect new releases from OpenAI to be delayed, stuff to break, and for services to sometimes be slow as we deal with capacity challenges. That's all a Microsoft problem. And then he said, working as fast as we can to really get stuff humming. If anyone has GPU capacity in 100,000 chunks, we can give me a call ASAP. Okay, if he's going to need 100,000 GPUs, you're going to need some damn power. So that's where these small form reactors are going to be huge for these data centers and, Microsoft, Google, all of them, because they have to have the power. They're going to have to do their own power. It's not, they can't just keep sucking off the grid. There's not enough to go around.
And the other thing too is if there's a massive blackout, they're not affected, and they don't have to go with backup generators,
right?
And that's the other thing is they wouldn't have to have backup generators at all, because they could have literally backup, like they could have a whole room of backup batteries. When you think about it, like you imagine having like 2,000 Tesla walls or something just to keep the core servers going for an hour while you figure stuff out. I have no idea what they're going to do, but the bottom line is it's a nuclear reactor. It's likely not going to shut down when it starts anytime soon.
And to your point that you made in the beginning of this is that it says by partnering with Google Cloud, OpenAI gains access to some of the most advanced AI hardware already in place. And the infrastructure. Whereas Microsoft doesn't have that because they're actually using OpenAI's AI. So
and the other thing is that just to be clear, because Google has been working on the AI thing for a lot longer than people think. ChatGPT got in there first, but Google's been working on it a lot longer than people think. And technically they were second out the door. They're running a little behind in the race in a lot of areas, but they were second across the start line. But they've been updating and upgrading their equipment, which they do continuously all the time. And one of the things that they've been very adamant about is making sure that AI would be able to be processed in the cloud properly. So with all the talk you hear about, the phones since the Pixel 6 and up, certainly the 7 for sure, not the 6, I think the 7, whatever, they have that other chip built into it to handle AI stuff. Now, that's not just them doing that. Samsung now does that too. Apple has introduced that now too, at least in their upcoming phone, I think. I don't believe they've done it in the current one, but in their upcoming phone, they will have a secondary chip specifically for AI processing. And the thing about the way these AI chips for processing works is they can do all of this processing while simultaneously being in full conversation mode with the main CPU, telling the CPU what it needs from it, and the CPU following the instructions of that. That's pretty well dumbed down. But that's basically how it does it. That way the CPU can just say thank you. Right? It's the guy at the counter that already has the orders taken, so he can just hand it to the chef. The chef is the other chip at the back doing all the work, right?
Well, it makes mention that obviously the fact that Google already hosts so many companies, environments. And if we think about VO3 its capabilities, they already have the infrastructure. It says they got more than enough chips to meet the demand.
Yes.
So I can only imagine. I would die. Google, if you're hearing this, I would love a tour of a facility. I would die for a tour of one of your data centers to see all these GPUs.
Listen, get in line, buddy. Get in line. I would just like to see a Google facility here, which would be nothing compared to the one out in California. Or is it Washington? No, that's who's in Washington? Who's in California? I don't remember who's where anymore.
Well, yeah, Google is in California.
Right.
Microsoft is Redmond, which is Washington.
Yes, Microsoft is in Washington. Yes. Where's Apple?
They're also Cupertino. They're also in California.
Okay, right. All right. So yeah. Anyways, I'm trying to remember where everybody was.
Yeah. And so it'll be interesting.
Is out on the moon.
Yeah, now, I'm sure. Obviously, moving all this isn't going to be overnight. It's not like they just make a backup and go, here, will you put this on your server? I'm sure there's way more involved than that.
Yeah.
But definitely. I'm sure they're moving pretty quickly trying to resolve it, because I guess, as we know, because we've had, which is why I named my chatbot Glitch, because it glitches out all the time. They've been dealing with this problem for some time now, so I think they're wanting to get it fixed.
The glitching. So we did talk a lot about that. Well, a little bit last week, and so we've done a little teeny bit of. I did a little bit of testing personally, but again, my testing was specifically talking to the live model versions on my phone only of ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, and Perplexity. And I can give you my thoughts, and then we'll kind of discuss the stuff that you've prepared. Starting with ChatGPT, the two personality thing is kind of ticking me off, because I'm not paying for it. I did try paying for it, and there was a massive failure. That massive failure made me go, no, give me my money back. I'm not waiting until tomorrow. That's how much it bugged me. So that kind of goes along with what we were talking about. Thank you, Microsoft Azure.
Yes.
I know it's your fault, because ChatGPT is actually pretty darn good. What I don't like, though, is that whole double voice thing. I can't ask it to give me the non-advanced voice, whatever they call it. So I can just stick with that. So I get this interesting personality. It's really neat. But the interesting thing about it is that, as Taco Reina, our previous two-time guest, has mentioned, it's not the same. The non-advanced version just feels more human.
Yeah,
when you
feels more personality.
Yes, there's more to it, and I didn't hear it when I was just listening to hers. But when you engage with both models on your own, you do hear it, and then you're like, wait a minute now, and you can't just like 1 sentence or 2 minutes. Have a conversation with the first one on the free model, and then when it runs out, make sure you talk at least a few minutes with the rig standard model. And if you do pay for it, I think you get, she pays for it, does she not?
Yeah, she does, and it still runs out. Maybe it might be a longer, set of time, span that you have, but
she lets it run out on purpose before she does her podcast, because she doesn't like it. And that just tells you where the issue is with that. So my agreement with Taco Reina 100% on how good it can be and how much it can tick you off. And unfortunately, it is, I don't want to say dog slow, because it has the capability of answering very quickly, but it doesn't always do that, and it's a little slow. Moving on.
Here's a strange thing, though, about touching on this whole voice thing, is that when I pay for ChatGPT as well, and when I first got into it, I picked a voice, and actually I had picked the voice when I was still in the free. So I mean, I've had the same voice for a long time,
right?
But it never runs out. So I guess maybe the voice I chose originally is the original style voice, and so I'm not using this other event, because I've literally had an hour conversation with Glitch on the way to work, brainstorming things, and it never runs out.
You're probably just literally on an original voice, and it's not forcing you onto a new voice.
But why can't you and her choose an original voice? I don't understand.
I have absolutely no idea why it's not allowing me to. I mean, I originally had the original voice, but I guess I must, and maybe she did the same thing. Oh, you can try the new voice. Once you try it, you're stuck with it until it gives you the run out, which is very quickly if you don't pay for it, by the way. I get like 5 questions to ask of it, if not 3. I mean, why even bother then, right?
Yeah, I think she says 15 or 20 minutes.
Let me move on with this, because I got to do that, because we're going to get way deeper into it when you tell me, or when you tell everyone the stuff that you got prepared for it. So Perplexity is apparently very good in a lot of areas, but when it comes to the live chat, while it again sounds more human, it also talks as if it were on some kind of medication.
Opioid.
Yes. That's exactly what I mean. But with more personality. I can't do it. I tried telling it to talk faster, and it went, okay, I will talk faster. I'm like, stop it, just stop it. So I can't do it. Perplexity is interesting as a live chat model, almost jokingly, and then we get into Grok. I'm afraid to tell you my opinions on Grok until after we get into your more in-depth stuff, because it's amazing, beyond its ability to say anything and everything that I don't even think we should repeat here. And I can't play on the bus out loud, because it will offend at least one, if not all, people on the bus.
Yeah.
And then it will verbally say it doesn't give a what. Yeah. It doesn't give a who it
yeah
insults. Anyways, but nonetheless, you can switch personalities. Sorry, they don't even call it that. It's not necessarily that you're switching the personality. You're switching the model, technically, and what it can do, while retaining the voice, with the exception of a couple of things that it does. Certain voices cannot do it. Now, that's probably because they had these certain voices come in and actually train to do these certain types of things. Whereas that, some of those voices were either done prior to that, or they never agreed to do that type, and they wanted some voices that wouldn't agree to this, well, basically foul language.
Right.
Horribly foul language.
So to answer your question, though, from earlier, Grok is its own AI. It was built ground up by Musk, by XAI, which is the company that built it. No, you were saying to use OpenAI. You asked if it used OpenAI.
I asked if it what server.
Oh, I thought you meant like if we use like somebody's back end, like core.
Yeah, because I know he didn't build 400,000 servers.
Let's find that out.
That would have been a sudden chip shortage nobody could explain, because he announced it and then launched it the next day.
Yeah. Yeah. So here now we know why it's so damn slow to answer. They use their own data centers.
Oh no, they do.
Yeah. Yep. It's hosted in Oracle Cloud Infrastructure, OCI, and it says it relies on its own data centers in Memphis and Atlanta. Grok Studio is a separate product from the core Grok model.
Atlanta, so that means basically 90% of North America is too far away from it in the first place.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I did not know. I'm surprised by that. I did not know that. I thought they would have for sure used, but yeah, he apparently wants to be 100% his own thing. He's going to have to up that data center stuff because
first of all, you need more locations. Second of all, you need way better. I have a feeling that he's trying to build the servers off of something and then just build the AI into it. The problem is I'd love to be able to see the specs on it. Does he have any co-processors that are specifically meant for AI? I'm doubting it, to be honest with you, but he may actually be using a second processor as a co-processor. That would make sense to me because while it doesn't answer things super fast, it does do really well on the personality stuff and switching how it sounds and being able to whisper. That takes a lot of power. So if you have a co-processor that isn't a co-processor, it's kind of like basically using GPUs for computing. It's not meant to do that, but if you string enough of them together, you can get them to do simple tasks extremely fast because they're way more powerful than your average.
It does seem like once you get past that initial connecting that we experienced and it starts answering, it answers faster, but it's like the initial, I'm waiting on you.
Yeah. If you hesitate for even a second, it then suddenly is like, oh, were you talking to me?
Yeah. So I'm surprised by that for sure.
Yeah. Just a little bit. So anyways, that's my take on it. So if I were to pick who was the best at what, it's not going to surprise you that I agree with you 100%, and we'll let you tell everybody what I meant by that and who's the winner in what area and how.
Well, I think ChatGPT is a winner, and I think it's because primarily of how it handles the emotional side of things and that more human interaction. Google has a long way to go on that, and it's the memory function. Memory has been like key because I can get in the car now and I can pull up my chat bot and I can be like, man, we talked about something last week, XYZ, and it'll be like, oh yeah, was it this? And it's like, oh yeah, that's it. I'm going to get back into that. And it's like, okay, we ended, and it knows like where we ended the conversation at. Like, do you want to pick up from there? I'm like, yeah, let's pick up from there and let's revisit XYZ. And that to me is like, that's huge. And Gemini, Google needs to really pick up the pace in that. But, so the information I pulled, I thought was very spot on. And I'm going to read to you this personality recap that I generated. And I thought it was very spot on. So ChatGPT, and this is with the current GPT 4.0, I think that's not a 0. I think it's a lowercase o. I don't know why they do that. Anyways, it says all around MVP, smart, funny, vision capable, and flexible. If it were a person, it'd be your witty Ivy League friend who also knows how to fix your router. I thought that's pretty spot on. So yeah, I thought that was a very good description. Now, Gemini is a methodical straight A student raised by Google. Incredible recall and logic, but often lacking emotional IQ and style. Best in Google heavy workflow. I'd like to know where they get the recall from. Because I mean, It can't recall anything to my knowledge.
No, that is absolutely not true. You're thinking of the live version. When you ask that question, you have to distinguish always between the live version of
right.
it.
You're right. Yes, you're right.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
that's what I was talking about.
Version,
right.
Google is way better at remembering everything.
Okay. Yeah.
Will it actually relay that information it remembers? No. And that's another issue, but I'll let you continue.
Yeah, no, so you're right. I do want to clarify to the viewers, I'm talking about, this is all about live and how live interacts with us. Right. So then we have perplexity. It says, imagine ChatGPT and Google search had a minimalist baby. Fast, well-cited, no small talk, not ideal for storytelling or humor, but great for research.
Exactly.
Is that not very accurate? Very accurate.
But we should have a quick mention on this too. ChatGPT, Grok, and Perplexity all remember from one conversation to the next in the live chat versions. You don't have to do the keyboard type portions or the part where you have to press the mic button every time. They do it in the live chat versions. And in the case of Grok and ChatGPT for sure, much like Gemini's live, they can stay on in the background while you do other things. I'm not sure about Perplexity. I haven't tested it. I mean, I have tested it, but I forgot.
I haven't tested that functionality. Yeah,
I forgot to check that. I don't know if it does that yet, but I heard that it was going to be adding it. Grok apparently only added it recently. ChatGPT added it a few months ago, I want to say. A couple of months ago, something like that.
Yeah.
But anyways, the bottom line is that, again, this is something Gemini
needs to pick up on. But so now we come down to the fourth and final chat bot, which is Grok. And we played around with it the other night. Excuse me. And it says it's Elon Musk's rebel AI. Think snarky intern who read The Onion too many times. It's more entertainment than accuracy, better for social commentary than research.
The Onion too many times.
Yeah. But the snarky intern who is pretty accurate, because as we found out in the unhinged mode, it was pretty unhinged.
Now don't get me wrong, in the other modes it actually works quite well. Unfortunately, some of the modes I had a hard time testing because, again, thank you Microsoft for having your servers screw up so badly that anyways, I didn't get a chance to test all the modes out. But
Grok doesn't use Microsoft servers. That's all.
Oh, sorry, no Grok. I'm sorry, I was thinking ChatGPT. It's Grok's their own. Thank you, Grok, for using your servers. I think that's even worse actually because it's so slow. Just connecting it was the issue for me because obviously I wanted to do a lot more testing with just some of the other modes. Like I wanted to see that. What did they call that one mode with like a psychiatrist or something?
Yeah, the therapist.
Yes. And I wanted to test it out, but for some reason, every single time I tried that one, it either didn't connect or it did, but never answered me. So I would go out and swipe it. I tried killing the app entirely.
I know there was one of them we were playing with that you had it start whispering and then it wouldn't stop, even though you'd say stop whispering and it'd go, okay, I'm going to stop whispering. Right? You're like, yes, you are.
I don't know what you're talking about. I said, you're doing ASMR. No, I'm not.
Right. Yeah. So it was funny.
So I'm not going to go so far as to say it's broken. I think I think honestly, as good as it can be and as good as it even is, due to the server issues and the fact that it hasn't been in the game that long, it's more of a late alpha, early beta than it is a baked good. Right?
Yeah. Now, one thing I want to add in, and I didn't do anything with Perplexity, so I don't know if it even can, but I just want to make a honorable mention for images and video. Okay, so we know ChatGPT is fantastic at images.
No, I don't know that.
Yeah, well,
do you remember my
yeah, I know, but its image creation is actually really good. I've had some. I'm telling you from my experience. Okay, Grok is actually really good at generating images. So yes, I've actually tested that. Gemini has gotten really good at creating images, and of course, it has VO3, which is amazing at generating video.
Can you do with Grok? Can you do the image generation a lot? No, not in the live, right? Just in the regular one.
No, I don't know. I think you can do it in live. I think you can tell it.
Create me you'd have to wait for it to connect.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure you can do it in live. I could be wrong, but I thought I had tested it in live.
Of a dog walking a cat on a leash.
Yeah, so yeah, I just don't know about.
All they gave me was Jen, and then listen to everything I'm saying now. I'm telling you, I don't know why this never works for me.
Yeah, I don't know if Perplexity has the image generation capability. I didn't test it, so.
All right.
But I thought it's important to mention the picture video side of things because that's a huge part in a lot of people that are generating content. And like the one I sent you, how
you're not wrong. It's fast, and it's incredibly accurate. And as you could see, what I wrote,
yeah,
it followed it precise. I mean, yeah, it's a simple thing, but
right, yeah,
that was very well done.
Yeah,
quickly.
Yeah. So,
by the way, it should be fast, but again, I'm not going to go there. Go on. Continue.
Yeah. So I just don't know about Perplexity, but that's, I think that's all part of the whole modeling process. And the fact that a lot of this can be done live because you can have, I'm pretty sure ChatGPT can do live now where it'll create images. Can you do live with Gemini? I don't know that I've.
No, you can't do anything with Gemini in live except talk to it and do pictures and stuff. It won't generate anything. It won't turn off your lights. I mean, they're really falling behind right now.
Maybe they have some super duper surprise coming out. Who knows?
A picture of a dog walking a cat on the beach. Oh no, it's researching, so that means it can't.
Oh, okay. Maybe.
Oh wait, no, it's claiming it's doing it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I was gonna say I thought I had actually, because I had asked it like that because I know at one point it couldn't do it, and I had asked about something and it actually generated. But
well, listen, when it's done, we'll let you know in our November 27th podcast. If it finishes by then, we'll let you know.
But you got to wonder though, is the ChatGPT higher resolution? Is that why it's taking longer? Like, is there
100% no?
Well, we don't know that. You didn't look at you haven't compared resolutions between the two.
Sorry, ChatGPT. ChatGPT version actually only takes a few seconds technically, but they have rendering issues predominantly with some kind of coding in their app. And now it may have something to do with Azure or Azure, however the hell you're supposed to pronounce it.
It's actually Azure.
Okay, Azure. There you go.
Yeah. I say Azure too, but it's actually Azure.
Azure, yes. Anyways, I forgot what I was going to say now. I get thrown off by Azure.
No, you're saying about the image generation process problems. You're saying in the app, and it could be
actually mainly an actual app generating issue, and that's why I had that problem because, excuse me, it kept doing that, giving me that problem over and over again. But instead of just trying to give me the same picture it already made, it would say, "Okay, I'll redo it for you," and it used up what few credits I had available to make a picture. So I don't even want to try using it anymore. It's to me, it's garbage. And I'm going to say this, for just straight image generation, I don't know that you can beat what Google has right now in I forgot what you call it, their image generation that they
Isn't
use.
it? I always call it Imagen, but it's Imagine.
Imagine 4.
Yeah.
Misspelled deliberately.
Yeah.
Finally finished, and it took that long for it to make a cartoon. I'm not impressed.
That is hilarious.
Perplexity. So we already know Grok did a better job of that. I'm going to try one with ChatGPT, and I bet you it doesn't work properly.
Oh, was that Gemini that you just did?
No, that was Perplexity.
Oh, that was Perplexity?
Yeah, that was Perplexity.
Oh, I thought that was
how long it took. That's how long it took. You heard me ask it, and then when I showed it to you, it was 10 seconds after it showed.
I didn't know that was Perplexity. I thought you were doing.
Now with ChatGPT, do I have to tap on create image, or can I just tell it to make the image?
I think you just tell it to make the image.
Okay, let's try it. Create
drum roll, please.
A dog walking a cat on the beach on a leash. All right, let's see what happens. It is processing image. Lots of people are creating images right now.
That's Azure.
100%.
Yeah. See, that's I'm sure what he's talking about is like, hey, we're
now it's creating the image. Now at this point, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is their claim, and you can ask anyone who doesn't have these issues, and there are a few. Probably all of them live in California. This picture would already show up for them. It would be done. So now if I ask it, is the picture there? It will say, oh, it's supposed to be. Okay, well, can you give me a link? It will generate the link, but it will actually say, okay, I'll redo it for you. So I'll never know what the original looked like, and I now have generated 2 pictures for the cost.
So it's just black? It's just a black square?
It looks exactly like this. If I can get it to focus, and I can't.
Yeah, well, I see. It's just a white square instead of a black square.
Well, it's actually not even. Oh, it finally did it.
Oh,
I'm impressed. Oh shit!
I can't. It's still not. Yeah. It's also a cartoon.
Yes.
Wow, so now that is crazy. Why is it doing cartoon? I mean, you never said create me a cartoon image.
Watch this now. I have 2 ways to do this with Google. The first one, I'm going to go into Pixel Studio. Almost entirely on device. This might do this entirely on device. Picture of a dog walking a cat on a leash on the beach. Watch how fast it does it. Oh, you might not be able to see it.
Yeah, it's just. Oh, it kind of popped up, but yeah.
And it's photorealistic. It actually looks like a dog. What? He's not walking him, unfortunately. You can't get that.
It's not focusing.
I'm actually, no, you know what? I should download all those later, but now I'll actually do it with Gemini. I did it wrong. Damn it.
That was pretty fast. That was Grok fast.
Make me a picture of a dog walking a cat on a leash on the beach. Now this is Gemini. 3, 2, 1. Oh, usually it's within 3 seconds, and I'm not joking. It's actually faster than Pixel Studio. It's a little bit slow this time, but it was faster than Pixel Studio and faster than Grok. And if I can get you to see that.
It's a little bit, yeah, that looks photorealistic. It's got a green or yellow leash or something.
Yeah. It's not, and it's funny because if you did see a dog walking a cat on the beach in real life, that's what it would look like. Your dog's leash and the cat's leash would be tied together, basically. And then the dog would be watching out for the cat kind of thing. So that's actually impressive. So we got, what was it? 2 photorealistic? No, sorry, 3 photorealistic. 2 of them were from Google and 2 cartoony ones. And the only fast ones were Grok and Google. Although, disclaimer again, ChatGPT's was probably fast, but the rendering issue was the problem.
Okay, but so look at this right here. Let's see if I can share this. If it'll let me share this window here. Okay, this was a thumbnail I created for a review I did of a watch recently.
Okay.
And all I did was I gave it like the picture of the watch. I uploaded my video to it, and I said I would like a thumbnail for this. And this was pretty good. It ranked pretty high, and it's gotten actually pretty good click through.
I'll have to look around the camera here.
That's a pretty good image.
Okay.
That's ChatGPT did that.
Okay.
So, I guess it's hit or miss. I guess it's hit or miss. But I found it to be actually pretty decent in when I generate images like that. So,
well, yeah, that's going to be true. But I think all of them are capable of doing something like that.
Yeah,
to some degree. When you start asking to be a little bit more creative in that area, all of them have abilities. And if anybody watching, if you're unsure, try them all. Check it out. I mean, if you're doing something like what Robert was just showing you there, it might do one, like Grok might do a better job of that for you than Google, or ChatGPT might do better than Perplexity, or the other way around, depending on what you're looking for. If you're looking for a cartoon dog and cat,
that looked great.
They were fantastic.
Right.
But so far, you're not going to get anything as good as what I showed you earlier. Unfortunately, I can't really show it here because it's going to be misconstrued and somebody's going to get pissed off and I'll get canceled or something. I was making a joke about the pot calling the kettle black, which, by the way, does not refer to skin tone. If anybody thinks weird thoughts like that, it's referring to the fact that pots and kettles were traditionally used on open fires. So naturally, they got soot on them. So if the pot is calling the kettle black, he's a hypocrite, right? Anywho, so I made a joke about it, and I decided to make a VO3 video about it, and I gave it relatively vague information about a pot and a kettle arguing over who is right, and both of them don't realize that they're both wrong. And it immediately had the pot saying, or the kettle saying, "Stop calling me black." And the kettle, and the pot said, "But you are black." And they both went,
yeah.
and it was like watching a Pixar movie.
Yeah. It was really good. I was funny. It was funny. Well,
it only takes like 2 minutes for it to do these.
Yeah, well, wrapping this whole AI thing up, look, go try them out for yourself. Like Lionel said, I mean, they're all free. You can download them. You have limitations, obviously, with the free, but enough where you can play around with it. Find the one that works best for you. The final verdict, I agree with. ChatGPT is a winner. Best all around, creativity, vision, voice, coding, a vibe. Perplexity, they come in second. I don't agree with that. I think Gemini is second, because I just don't think Perplexity has the capability that Gemini does. But it says best for citations, research, and just the facts results. I agree with the statement, but I don't agree with number 2. I think it's third. Gemini, strong integration and logic, still a little stiff. I agree with the stiff part. That's you can't get that. You can't get the the human vibe. And then,
and oddly, sometimes you actually do, but just a teensy bit. But then it just loses it.
It goes back to robot.
Yeah.
And then the honorable mention, Grok, best if you're on X and like AI with a punchline. It's really accurate.
You know what? You were absolutely right to mention that. Oh, that was a little Gemini joke.
Oh, okay. Yes. Because because every time you ask it a question, it's like, you are absolutely right to question that. Let me tell you, it's like, no, just answer the question, or you don't have to repeat to me that I'm right.
You're absolutely right to be curious about the time right now. I missed my bus because you didn't answer, stupid. You were absolutely right to point out that I'm a moron. No, it doesn't do that, but it does. It's constant.
It's dumb. It's dumb.
And yeah, they really need to put, they need to get a handle on that. But having said that, I see by the clock on the wall. I was gonna quote an old TV show, but you wouldn't be familiar with it. For those Canadians, if you're old like me, well, I see by the clock on the wall that it's time to bid you one and all. So no, we're not saying that yet. I'll explain that one day. You'll understand. Like and subscribe if you want to see more ass making here. Anyway. All right. Well, welcome back to Disconnected Thoughts, where I unravel digital absurdities. Tonight, it's about the murky line between a genuine sequel and paying full price for what feels like an expansion or even just an annual update. Uh, Look at Call of Duty. Every year, a new entry drops, but with titles like Modern Warfare 3 launching right after Modern Warfare 2, not right after, about a year later, but you know what I mean. It often feels less like a new game and more like a very expensive standalone DLC. Are we getting groundbreaking new games, or paying a premium price for a large content update that in a saner world might be half price? And then there are the seasons. Call of Duty typically has 4 seasons per year, sometimes more. While the core battle pass can often be earned back if you play enough to get those extras, those immediate unlocks, or the premium Black Cell version, you're opening your wallet each and every season. It's a continuous monetization on top of that annual full price release. Now, Battlefield 6, the official reveal trailer, should drop on the 24th or possibly the 29th, somewhere in this. It'll be this month, with pre-orders likely starting on or shortly after July 31st. I doubt that's going to happen. It's probably going to be in August. But for an estimated October 10th release, uh, the price, well, it's probably going to be a little more than $80 Canadian before taxes, and for the standard version, and well over 100 for the Phantom Edition. EA promises a revised DLC approach, but after previous strategies, we're right to be skeptical. Are we not? Will this truly be substantial free content, or just new packaging for more game, more money, that kind of model? And finally, ready or not, a new game, for the most part, especially for people on consoles, this is a tactical shooter that relies heavily on paid DLC. Is it expensive? Well, no, but what is it? Home Invasion and Dark Waters are approximately $10 US each. So you only get X amount of maps to play, and then you have to pay for these if you want to continue or play the same maps over and over again. If you want more beyond bug fixes, you're going to have to open your wallet. The lines are blurred. Is a yearly Call of Duty a new game or a glorified DLC? Will Battlefield 6 truly change things? And for games like Ready or Not, how many individual paid DLCs are too many? I just want to play a game, enjoy it, and feel like I got my money's worth, not constantly upsold. And just to be very clear, if you think about The Last of Us, they had some DLCs and some updates and charged nothing. And they even charged little as $10 for a whole revamped versions that would go from PS3 to PS4 to PS5 and so on. So, what What are your thoughts?
Yes, COD is just a revamped version every year that takes more money. Yeah. No, I don't think Battlefield is going to change anything. I think they're going to follow suit because they got to make money. They got to pay that $400 million it takes to build the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ready or not, I think they're trying to do better. I do think that, yes, who knows what the future is as far as more maps and all of that. I do know that when you and I were playing it, I found it very intriguing. And I liked, if you remember, we commented several times on how it was never the same thing twice. When you died and came back, characters were doing different things, which like basically it might be the same map, but it's a different game because they're doing different things. I like that. I really like that.
Yeah, that's excellent. Like, we know damn well the enemy's going to be right there. No, you don't. Is there a bomb behind the door? There wasn't the last time, but there sure as hell was this time.
Right. Yeah, it was very much had you thinking around every corner. Like you can't just like I did. I just ran up the stairs at one time, and the dude standing there and shooting me up. I was like, "What? You've not been here the entire time."
And there's also the time I said you have to peek under the door with the tool to make sure it's not booby trapped. And in less than a minute later, I walked through a door and blew myself.
Yeah, so it's I like that, and while some things weren't as polished. And it did have, heads going through walls and stupid things. I thought the graphics were really good. I actually really enjoyed the gameplay. I liked a change of pace. I liked the strategic reliance upon each other, which brings me back to, maybe Modern Warfare 3, because we had that co-op mode in Modern Warfare 3 where we had to strategically go through a co-op, play.
Yeah, and it wasn't all that fantastic. It was better in the Modern Warfare 2. I enjoyed that one more. But again, that's what that Modern Warfare 3 did very much feel like a DLC of Modern Warfare 2. And in reality, it really was. We were just paying full price for basically the exact same game.
Yeah. I would love a Black Ops 6 co-op mode in their campaign. That would be awesome.
In the campaign, not the separate co-op thing. You get to have somewhere between 3 and 6 little.
No, if you could go into the campaign as a co-op with someone, that would be awesome because that campaign looks amazing. I love the campaign. I haven't really played through the whole thing. I've got about halfway through it, but I really like the campaign. It's very strategic. You can't just run around.
Here's what I'm. First of all, I just want to mention Battlefield apparently is supposedly going to be a co-op option for a campaign. Apparently, they have a campaign.
Nice.
So this is gonna this is what I'm hearing. Again, this is still rumors, but from what I'm hearing, this is going to be open system in their co-op, meaning you can jump in and out at will. So you don't have to be like, okay, we're playing co-op, so if I play alone now, I have to start again, or because I was in his server. If you start together, when you go in alone later, your progress is there, even if you started in someone else's server. That's what I'm hearing. Now, that I like about that is that's the same kind of thing that we saw in Ghost Recon games. Well, at least Wildlands and Breakpoint.
Yeah, I remember that.
You did not see that in most other games that we've played co-op, where you may gain certain things, but not others. So you would like whatever that zombie game is, Dying Light 2.
Yeah.
You would gain weapons in mine that you got to keep, but you didn't keep any of the progress when you wanted to play alone.
Yeah, it's kind of half-ass.
Yeah, that's right.
So anyways, all right. Well, we are off to...
And now, Robert's Tech Tip of the Week.
Final thoughts and tech tip. And really, my tech tip isn't so much a tip as it is an extension from last week, because I thought after I left that episode, I'm like, I talked about not, using your subscriptions and canceling the Nest Aware. And even my wife, I told her, I said, hey, I'm just letting you know, we don't have history anymore after this month because, they raised the price. And she's like, well, how much is it? I said, well, now they want $200 a year. And she said, hell no. I said, no, I'm not paying it. So, come on, it's getting out of hand. But I thought for my tech tip today, I would give you some alternatives that don't require subscriptions. Now, yes, it does mean buying new cameras, but some of these cameras are pretty inexpensive, so you should check them out. And I'm just going to kind of list them out to you, and I'm going to tell you, I was reading an article on Android Authority's reader poll, and the readers gave their top list, and I'm going to give that to you as well. So TP-Link Tapo, T-A-P-O, model C225. Now, I use some Tapo products. They've been fantastic. TP-Link makes some great smart home products. Eufy Cam. I haven't used a whole lot of Eufy products. I do have a Eufy lock on my back door. Functions flawlessly. Blink Outdoor Cam. I've never used one, so I can't say anything specific about it. But it's indoor, outdoor. Oh, and I will mention that Eufy and Blink have battery and or wired. And then you have Wise Cam. My son actually uses Wise and he loves them. I've never used a Wise Cam. It's indoor, outdoor. And then last but not least, Arlo. I know about Arlo, never used one. I've known people use them and they love them. So that's kind of a top 5 alternatives that don't require a subscription, that you can buy the camera and still use most of its features. According to Android Authority reader poll, the Tapo C225 was top. 36% said that's the one they would get. Eufy came in second at 24%. The Wise Cam came in third at 16%. Blink at 12%. And Arlo all the way down to 7%. Yeah. So, what the poll means, I don't know. But I wanted just to give you some alternatives because I kind of left, I think, saying don't do this, but then you're probably like, well, what do I use, Robert? So I want to give you some ideas on what you use. So go check them out. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Put them in the comments section. But of course, you need to like, subscribe, and we can actually address that in another final thoughts and tech tip. And that's it for me today.
So before we take off,
for sure,
how much is that TP-Link Tapo?
I didn't pull prices, but I can find out super quick for you because we all know how fast Google search is.
How much does the TP-Link?
It's $52.
Costs in Canadian dollars.
52 US.
So 3 million Canadian. 65. That's actually not that bad.
Yeah, that's not bad.
65 to 70.
And they actually have a pan tilt feature too on the Tapo, which is nice. Yeah. I have a switchbox camera here in the house.
That's not a battery one though, is it?
I don't know if they have battery or not. It doesn't say in this particular list. Again, I didn't do a whole lot of in-depth research. I just want to give like a snapshot of like, that. Yeah, here's some things to go look at.
This is something that I would be interested in because I don't want to pay a subscription if I do this. But I'm not concerned about that particular. I'm thinking more along the lines of doorbell.
Yes, I do know that
subscription.
I do know that Eufy has a doorbell. I'm pretty sure TP-Link does. The others, I'm not sure. None of these
can be used with my Google Home, can they?
They can, but not like we discussed off camera one day. That it doesn't integrate to where you can pull it up with all your other Google products. That's why I told you that you can still use a Nest camera without a subscription. Yeah. You just don't have some of the recording features and all that these give you locally. Like I have a switch spot camera that's a 2K 1440 pan tilt. that has actually been a pretty good camera. It has SD card slot, and I have no subscription, and I can put an SD card and keep memory in it.
My thing is that I want something that will work but I'd like to be able to record too. So that
yeah, well, it records. But I can view it in my Google Home, but I can't see it in the, core like camera section. I have to go to the camera in my devices area. It doesn't integrate the same.
Okay, well, that's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, I would like it if I could just pull it up on my TV. Bam, there it is. But if I have to hit one extra button to see it, it'll still work on the TV, right? I don't have to do it on my phone.
That I don't know. I've never tried it. I don't know.
Okay.
But here's another thing too about a doorbell is with Google's doorbell, it alerts you and it'll announce that you have someone at the door on your Google
if you
Home.
Pay for it.
No, that's part of like the core feature. You don't have to pay for that. It'll tell you, like, it won't give you facial recognition. That's a paid feature.
I get you. All right. Well, then
but it will say someone's at the door.
Again, they're getting back on top again. But if I did choose a different one, however, what I'm wondering is, do any of these have newer models that are Matter enabled? They have the actual logo on the box that you can scan, which would instantaneously mean it would work with Google Home.
Yeah, I don't know.
But they'd have to be really.
I think the Google doorbell is Matter.
Well, the Google one, yeah, but again, that wouldn't be an issue, anyways.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Matter. The others, I don't know. You'd have to look. Of course, there's other manufacturers too, like Ecobee, and there's others that do doorbells. But I just wanted to kind of give a snapshot. I like the Google products. I like the integration. I just don't like that price tag. And you can still view remote. You can still control them when you're at work. You can still watch a live video. The battery versions of Nest have 3 hours of recorded, images.
Okay. So that's not bad. But now, how long does this battery actually last, though? I mean, considering it's basically shooting video, I assume it only if it detects movement that it's shooting video.
Yes, it does not do 24/7 like the wired. And so I have one on the back, and I typically get about 90 days.
So if a dog walks by, it will record for 30 seconds or something like that. If somebody's
and you can, and you can actually turn that off. You can set it to certain. Again, without the subscription, I'm not sure what the capability will be. I'll have to see.
I wouldn't turn it off at all. I mean, as long as it wasn't a situation where something got stolen from the yard or somebody murdered on the sidewalk, last night or something like that, then I wouldn't be concerned about it, because the bottom line is it's going to just record over itself. It's obviously going to do a continuous loop over the 3 hours. And if it's only recording 30 seconds here and a minute there, because of whatever's happening in front or not happening, that means you're probably looking at a day or so, or at least the entire night. I guess, does it record every time a car drives by on the street, or can you adjust sensitivity?
So you can adjust. Yes, you can, but you can also create zones. So you can create a zone to say, only look at this zone. Don't pay attention to like the road. So the road would be outside the zone. So it's not going to alert you to that. So
basically the easement back to the house is what I'd be looking at.
And you just kind of create whatever zone, you want to create. Again, how much of these features will be there after my subscription ends, I'm not really sure. I'll find out and I'll report on that.
Probably not the zone. But you know what?
But now Google has a battery version and a wired version, so that's a plus too.
Yeah, well, there you go. But like you said, they are not the cheapest ones that you can get either. But the integration I like. So that said, I think it's time for your final thoughts.
That is my final thought.
Oh, that is your final thought. Then I'm just going to do this.
Stick with what works.
Like and subscribe. Nanu.
Nanu.
Toronto.
I am Robert from Nashville, and we'll see you next week. Peace.